nature, nothing is quite what it seems. Where we search for love, they fight for survival. And sometimes, that fight ends in death. In the animal world, mating is not always the beginning of life. Sometimes, it is the end. There are creatures that must pay a heavy price to continue their kind. A price paid with their lives. In this documentary, you will enter a world where love is not an emotion, but a gamble. A gamble not all survive. In the world of nature, love is not always beautiful. Sometimes it is deadly. In the depths of the ocean, where light barely penetrates, life follows very different rules. In this environment, reproduction often comes with an inevitable end. The octopus. The male has a single objective: to find a female and transfer his sperm. He approaches with precision, not with force, but with control. One of his arms is specialized for this purpose. The mating process is calm and exact. But afterward, everything begins to change. The male gradually weakens, stops feeding, and soon dies. For the female, the process is only beginning. She carries the eggs and protects them. During this time, she remains almost completely still. She does not hunt and uses all her energy to care for the eggs. This period can last for weeks or even months, until finally, the eggs are ready to hatch. During this time, her body slowly deteriorates, and after the young emerge, she too dies. This behavior is driven by biology. All of the animal's energy is invested in a single cycle. Reproduction. There is no second chance. Each individual reproduces only once. In the world of octopuses, reproduction marks the beginning of new life. But for the parents, it is the end. In the heat of the desert sands, in a silence where danger is ever present, a creature lives whose mating behavior can end in death. The scorpion. When male and female meet, they do not attack and they do not flee. Instead, a process begins that resembles a dance, a coordinated movement in direct contact and in silence. This behavior can last minutes or even hours. The male searches for a suitable surface to deposit a small package containing sperm. When the moment is right, he guides the female to position herself precisely, allowing the transfer to occur. On the surface, everything appears calm, but the danger remains. If the male stays too close or delays too long, the risk increases. The female may attack and in some cases kill or even consume him. For that reason, immediately after mating, the male retreats, fast and without hesitation. This behavior is a direct response to risk. Why does this risk exist? The answer lies in a fundamental principle: survival. In some cases, consuming the male provides the female with additional energy for reproduction. But often, it remains only a possibility, a constant threat. In the world of scorpions, this process is a balance of precision and risk. And only those who withdraw in time survive. Among the flowers, in the daylight, in a world that appears calm, a tragedy unfolds. Fast, decisive, and unforgiving. The male bee. He does not work, does not produce honey, and exists for a single purpose: mating. When the moment arrives, he takes flight toward the queen in a competition with dozens, sometimes hundreds of other males. All for one chance, a brief opportunity. If he succeeds, he reaches the queen, and in midair, mating takes place in a fraction of a second. But in that very moment, the end begins. His reproductive organ is torn away and remains inside the queen. A sudden pressure irreversible damage. Then he falls. The male bee in that instant dies, not gradually, but immediately, at the peak of his success. Why? The answer lies in biological efficiency. This mechanism maximizes fertilization success and ensures gene transfer. Here, there is no second chance. One attempt, one outcome, one end. In the world of bees, this brief moment decides everything. Among the branches lives a creature that rewrites the rules, the mantis. The male approaches with extreme caution. Every movement is carefully calculated, because he knows one small mistake could be his last. The female is larger, stronger, and far more aggressive. Yet the male moves forward, not out of courage, but instinct. The moment comes. He climbs onto her back, and mating begins. But this is where the story takes a different turn. In some cases, the female slowly begins to consume the male's head. Strangely, his body does not stop. Even without a head, the mating continues. Faster, more intense. The reason lies within the biology of the mantis. In this insect, control is not limited to the brain. Its nervous system can function independently, and that makes this behavior possible. But why does this happen? The answer is simple and brutal. Survival. The female needs energy to produce her eggs, and the male becomes a source of protein. An unspoken exchange, life, for the continuation of life. This does not always occur. Sometimes the male escapes, but many, in that very moment, pay the price. In the world of mantises, mating is a risk, and some, to create life, must die. In the heart of the rivers, within the rushing currents, a journey begins with an ending already known. The salmon, a fish that begins its life in the ocean, but whose destiny lies elsewhere. It must return to the very river where it was born. A long journey, dangerous and unforgiving, against the current, leaping over waterfalls, escaping predators, and enduring fatigue that grows with every moment. Yet it continues. Why? Because instinct guides the way. It must return. At last, after this exhausting journey, it arrives. The place where life began. Here, mating takes place, eggs are released, and new life begins. But for the salmon, nothing remains. Its body is worn, its energy depleted, and wounds and fatigue bring it to the end. And soon, the salmon dies, in the same waters where it once began. Why such a journey for such an ending? The answer lies in nature. This is a cycle, a death that feeds life. Its body becomes nutrients for the river, helping the next generation grow. Here, death is not the end. It is part of continuation. In the world of salmon, this journey has only one destination: the end.